This nigga Miles dead look like every D1 black quarterback. The cross earring, the Nike headband, and the puffed out hair. Nigga don't know if he wants to be Justin Fields or Kyler Murray.
I got ice in my veins. Walk like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I fear nobody. Ain't no letting down, I won't let you down. Cause I got ice in my veins. I talk like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I fear nobody. I walk like a champion.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 70 of the Saratobi Sports Pod. We're here in Regrown Recordings as always, and I have my guys with me. To my left, Mr. Just on his damn phone, that's just on silent, JT.
Back in the studio this week.
Yeah, he's back. He's back from the great beyond. Back from the cesspool that is Florida.
Free from Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oof. Had some fun times there, but I'm not going back for a while.
Shout out to Clam Chowders.
Shout out Harris.
Crying.
To my right, the starting quarterback for your favorite college team.
There it is.
The deacon of demon time, Mr. Worldwide West himself.
The man who walks with a cane not because he has to,
but because he needs to.
What's going on, everybody?
Oh, man. And from the great beyond, but not really because he's still in the room with us this time, in the very far right, Mr. Matt Barber, the Saratobi Soundman.
What up? Good to be back in the hot seat, as always.
Yeah, nice.
Boy. It's I'm just telling you, man. You look at this video, or Miles, if you post Miles, post a picture on your Instagram or something, social media.
Y'all gotta make the art for this week just Justin Fields and like just crop my face on.
Literally,
it.
I'm telling you, you would literally think, oh yeah, he plays football somewhere.
Yeah.
Like I don't know where, but he plays. You gonna tell me he's not the
Tulane or something?
Are you gonna tell me he's not the quarterback at Utah State?
Didn't.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Already into the pod.
Oh.
Lit.
Oh, well, look at that. Oh, that is a great segue.
I mean, yeah, that's perfect. Go ahead.
Into what we're going to be talking about for the majority of this pod, which is NBA focused.
Wow.
And by NBA focused, we mean all things NBA.
That might be the first
things really interesting.
That's probably the first time that we've been in here and breaking news that breaking actually happened.
The only thing more breaking is the back of your phone. Yeah, because you actually had a case on. Yeah. That'll take you long enough.
I was going to make a Blue Chew joke about in terms of breaking, but I'm going to refrain. But, yeah.
You're nasty.
I am.
In half?
5 rounds. Anyway.
Just crack them open.
The breaking news is that the Giannis Antetokounmpo.
His middle name is Ugo?
Is it?
I mean,
yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Because he has it on his Twitter.
Is.
1/3 of the legendary Antetokounmpo brother trio. But he's the lesser of the brothers because he doesn't have a ring. He just signed, well, his agent says he'll sign his 5-year, $220 million Supermax, including an opt-out for the 4th year. So, Milwaukee Bucks fans, you can rest easy now. Giannis is here to stay. Heat fans,
he said it himself, too. He made a whole post about Milwaukee being his home.
Yep, and he tweeted about it.
Yeah.
This is my city.
That was honestly a good impression.
Good job. Not only are you a D1 quarterback, you are also basically Frank Caliendo of black people.
When it comes to my impressions, just tell me who you want me to do next, and then we'll get
Instead of saying a black impressionist, Frank Caliendo that was the one who came to mind.
Because Frank Caliendo is the GOAT of impressions. He really is. You ever seen his John Gruden is impeccable.
Oh no, his John Gruden is OD. It's crazy.
But yeah, Miles, I'm gonna need you to do Mr. Marcus next.
Mr. Marcus? All right, hold on one second.
No, I actually don't.
Bro, what if he just pulled Tim's out his bag?
Oh, that's Prince Yeshua.
Oh yeah.
Don't ask me how I know. I just know.
Nah, but real shit though. Giannis really re-signed. This is kind of what are y'all thoughts? Man?
Okay, so I did kind of mention this a couple of weeks ago. I don't remember exactly when, but it's like the biggest thing was a lot of teams are gearing up for free agency pending if he didn't resign. And then now, once he does resign, to me, it just goes, the trade deadline is going to be way more active. Because even though next free agency season is still a good class, now you still are going to have a lot of teams that go, I don't need to save for cap room per se. I can make that trade and just try and re-sign that way, as opposed to saving all my money for potentially swinging him on Giannis. So I know, especially for the Mavs, like, now I could see them pushing for a big trade as opposed to waiting for free agency.
Yeah, I would say that actually this is kind of shuts the door on free agency for next year.
Yeah.
Because if you looked at it, it was supposed to be an incredible free agent class. LeBron, Kawhi, Paul George, Giannis. I think there was De'Aaron Fox, Jason Tatum, and someone else.
Almost all of them are signed.
All of them have now signed extensions or supermax deals. So, yeah, I mean, now where do these teams go? Like, you know,
Kawhi got to opt out after this season, right?
He does have an opt out.
So he'd probably be the most interesting free agent, depending on what happens with the Clippers.
And that's what
I don't think he'll want to stay.
Well, Paul George, when he signed his extension a few days ago, he said he did it with the hope that Kawhi would stay as well.
Kawhi don't care about nobody.
Kawhi does not care about anybody.
Yeah,
Kawhi's
Kawhi
just
move on his own time,
he
bro.
just does what he does. A robot, just whatever he gets programmed in the offseason, that's what he's going to do. But yeah, I think for teams like, you know, you always hate to bring them up, but maybe a team like the Knicks, maybe it's a blessing in disguise, because then it helps foster the rebuild even more organically, instead of banking on, all right, we're going to get this draft pick now, you know, Obi Toppin, and then we're going to go after the big free agent next year. Now it's like, all right, we'll see what RJ has. We'll see what Obi Toppin has. We'll see if we have something in Frank. You know what you have in, basically you know what you might have in Mitch Robinson. And now you build it organically. And then maybe in 2 years, whatever that free agent class is, or maybe somebody wants to get traded.
I was going to say, for me, I think that if you're in a position like the Knicks there, I feel like now this is more of a reason where instead to try and save for free agency, this is where you obviously don't have the same assets, but you still do have some. You try and do like a Sam Presti and just kind of swing and see whatever, just try and pile up some picks. Yeah. And that's positive picks. You might take on some bad contracts, but you have the room to deal with it, and you're not trying to have all this room for free agency. You're just trying to just get better picks and then build the talent that you have. My thing is, I think for people like Frank, for Kevin Knox, obviously the like veterans that are there, not all of them, but some of them, now it's your time to be like, all right, now we can definitely trade them. We're not building free agency. We'll see what happens there. So hopefully Julius Randle gets moved, and then just the ball can be more around other people. And that's potentially a second-round pick or something.
The second that Julius Randle start cooking, you gotta.
You have to ship him.
You got to.
It's the same way with was it Marquise Morris, right?
Marcus
Morris.
Yeah, same as that thing, because we ended up getting a draft pick out of it, which is cool, bro. At this point, we trying to like John said, it's a more organic rebuild, because now every Knick fans can get off the Giannis 2021, like, bro, like it was never happening anyway. Now it just solidifies it more that it was never happening. And I'm just looking at the free agents for next season now. I'm realizing that mad niggas are about to be mad old. Chris Paul about to be 36, Kawhi about to be 30, Blake Griffin's about to be 32. Isn't that some shit?
Scary. That means we're getting old.
Yeah, I know. I know. Conley 33, Kyle Lowry 35, Millsap 36, DeRozan 32. It's like it's not.
Like,
really.
That's what the free agent class is next year.
Yeah, 2021.
Like that's not great.
Yeah, it's not.
That's like those are guys you add on to an already contending team.
Right. Basically.
There's no tier ones.
No.
Definitely no tier
ones.
A lot of tier 2, 3-ish.
Yep.
The most interesting one maybe Oladipo.
Most of the tier 2s are older now. That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like all of these dudes is old as shit.
Oladipo and I would say
Will Barton,
Gobert.
And Gobert. Yeah, I saw Gobert in there too.
Gobert will be an interesting one for next season.
Dinwiddie.
Hey, my guy. Hey, Dinwiddie. He's tier 2, but I would say he's probably at the top or one of the top guys in that tier 2. I mean, he's on his own. If he was by himself on a team, he could be the one option on a team. He could sniff at an all-star. He was 20 and 60.
Yeah, he can definitely be a one option.
I'm about to say the first half of last season. I mean,
I don't think you build a team around him per se.
You cannot.
But I think if he was on his own, he would be a viable number one option. But I just don't think
you would need a lot around it. But but I think
you're the only team that doesn't really care about free agency as much right now out of the three of us.
You know, it's funny because I think of you brought up the Thunder and Sam Presti. I kind of think of it almost like the Suns, but a way better run, Suns organization in terms of you have your young pieces, right? You have Ayton. Booker's just, I wouldn't say superstar, but he has that potential.
Mm-hmm. He's really good.
So that's and then now you bring in. They had the room to bring in Chris Paul, so now they can contend. Will they actually, contend for chip? No, but at least it gives you hope, right? So the hope, I guess, for the Knicks is, all right, RJ blossomed to what you think he can be. Obi shows you that, he could probably be the next, like,
I like
Amari
RJ's,
Stoudemire or something.
I would say in these two games, I really like RJ's poise. I think out of the young players, and it's funny because Obi is the oldest.
He's older.
Out of the young players. RJ seems like he's like, I want to do shit. Like, yeah.
And I liked how in the first preseason game, not to say I liked seeing him struggle, but he did struggle. Mm-hmm. But he bounces right back. Second preseason game, drops 25. Like, you like seeing that one bad game, even though his preseason is going to, affect him. But no, yeah.
My expectation for RJ Barrett this year is to just be consistent. After this season, we should know what he is. We should know if he's good or if he's not good.
I don't want to go full Knicks yet because I still want to talk about this.
I
definitely do want to touch on the Knicks, but let's get to that in a little bit.
Because that's all good.
For this, like with this whole Giannis thing and with this free agency class, like all them top picks being locked up.
I just want to know how y'all feel like about it.
For me,
the East.
It doesn't do anything because for me personally, I thought he was always re-signing. It was so far-fetched for me to think he was going to Golden State or to the Heat, only because like the amount of money that you would have to free up, and that's already on the books for both those teams, would be crazy. So I just automatically assumed he was coming back, and they did show that they are willing to put a team around him, right? Yeah. Like getting people. I don't know why some people are scoffing at them getting Drew Holiday when Drew Holiday was one of the most coveted pieces in this offseason, and rightfully so, because if you just watch his game, you see what he's done over the past few years, you understand.
Great player and a fit for almost any team in the league.
Exactly. Yep. So now it kind of just makes it the Bucks are a contender for longer. Right? Yeah. So now it's just like, all right, so now Giannis is back, so now they're going to be a contender for another, 4 or 5 years, however long it may be. But it doesn't really shake anything up in the East. I think the East is going to be what it is. We know the windows that they have. The Bucks window is, I guess, open, or it's still ajar.
It's going to be open.
Yeah.
As long as you have Giannis, and Giannis is literally 24 years old.
Yeah. As long as you have a healthy Giannis, your window is open.
Yep. He's technically still not in his prime.
That's scary.
Yeah, that's a crazy part about it.
It's the same thing like when they say it a lot with Luka, but it's like for players young to be this good and know that they still haven't reached their full potential, that they can still get better and most likely will continue to get better. Yep. It's really scary to think.
Oh yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
It's LeBron developing his jump shot. It's that level. Because if Giannis gets a jump shot that forces you to be honest on him, no pun intended, it's scary for the league. It's really scary.
He's still working on it because he hasn't looked good in these last 2 preseason games.
He's 24 years old.
But the good thing with Giannis is that he at least takes the shots. The difference
That's
between
true, yeah.
Giannis and
Ben. Thank you. Exactly. I was about to say the same exact thing because you look at Giannis's game, you look at Ben Simmons' game. Ben Simmons waited until, what is this? This is Ben Simmons' 4th, 5th season in the league? 4th, 5th season.
I don't know. He's gonna win rookie of the year again, so it doesn't matter.
Right, exactly. This is maybe his third. No, I think it's fourth season playing.
Yes,
this will be his 4th season playing, and he still hasn't even he doesn't take the shots. The thing is with Giannis might miss, but he at least takes the shots.
Like, I think Ben was like 19 or 20 3-point attempts this season.
Which is still like
his first one hit was against the Knicks. So
yeah, from the corner, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that shit too.
And the whole crowd went crazy when it's like Giannis is taking, even though he's shooting like under, I think it was like around 25%, he's still shooting at least 4 or 5 a game. So he's trying. You at least have to, because he's going to hit at least one.
He can get lucky and hit one that you don't want him to hit.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? And then if you, especially at the end of the game, if it's close, you don't want to risk him taking that lucky shot, like certain situations. You know what I mean?
And then that 1-3,
because it's not like his form,
for his confidence.
And it's not like his form is ass.
It's not. He just kind of chicken arms it sometimes.
Because he's mad fucking lanky. But
if he learns to shoot, it's gonna be a problem for the league. And I said it on here, and I say it to people all the time. When it comes to the Bucks, they go as far as Giannis takes them. They can sign whoever the fuck. But if Giannis doesn't develop a jump shot, if Giannis isn't that dominant scorer that can do more than just score in transition, they're still not going to win anything.
Exactly, because we've already seen Bam can stop him from scoring.
Yes.
So if he can't score, what else is he going to bring?
And I think the main thing to take away from what Giannis needs to do this year is that he needs to develop his game within the half court offense. I'm saying he's going to get the points like in transition. That's going to come. But if he develops that like that offensive mind in the half court, because he already can play defense, he's already efficient as fuck. He might win a third straight MVP. Word to Larry Bird. So we'll see what happens, dog.
That's a great defensive team right there. I mean, Drew Holiday, lockdown perimeter player. Giannis, you already know what he has a decoy already, right? Brooke Lopez is still somehow Brooke Lopez became a better defender
I like
as
Brooke
he
Lopez,
got.
He's a better defender and a better 3-point shooter as his career progressed.
But
Crazy.
he still can't rebound, which is hilarious.
Chris Middleton.
Bro,
Chris Middleton's
John,
still there.
You said it though. You said defense is all about effort, bro. If you got the right people around you, got the right coach that's gonna enforce that, then there it is, bro. You're gonna have to be a better defender. Think about KD. Think about KD when he was on OKC versus when he went to Golden State. He became a better defender like in that time period, just based off.
I think it was Kobe who challenged him too.
Yeah.
I mean, and you figure, I think the only thing stopping the Bucks, really, the Bucks is the Bucks, and I think it's Mike Budenholzer, and we saw it in the playoffs this season. In the bubble, before Giannis got hurt, Budenholzer's love for his bench, and when the Bucks were getting all these pieces this offseason, it kind of worried me a little bit because I'm like, all right, this is a really good bench. It's a deep bench, probably one of the deepest benches in the league. Is he gonna be? Is it too deep? Like,
you gotta,
and by that I mean like
in the playoffs, the
rotation gets smaller, but and your stars play more minutes. But Budenholzer, and he was ridiculed, like called out for this. Giannis cannot only be playing 34, 35 minutes in a playoff game.
But you said that. Said that. We had this whole conversation. Yeah.
Like, your stars have to be playing 40 minutes. I don't need the 9th and 10th guy playing upwards of 12, 13 minutes.
I forget what game it was. I think it was when they were playing against, was it the Heat or was it in the first round? I think it was against the Magic in the first round of the playoffs. There was one of the games that they lost.
It was game one.
It was game one. Because I remember you was very upset about
Texas
this.
Magic stealing game one.
Magic stealing game one, baby.
Yeah, it's regular shit. It's always alive. I think going into the fourth quarter, Giannis didn't start and he didn't come in until halfway through the fourth quarter, which, all right, whatever, it's the Magic. But then the same situation happened in the next round against the Heat. And that kind of proved problematic because literally, like, Giannis now is a $40 million a year plus player. So now he got to be playing 40 or 40 or more minutes plus in those playoff games. Otherwise, it's pointless because Chris Middleton's not going to lead you. I mean, yeah, he won a game.
He won them a game.
He won them a game.
That's all you can ask for your two.
That literally,
it's a game.
And unfortunately, Chris Middleton isn't that dominant of a two that's gonna carry you throughout the rest of the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Especially when the team is catered to Giannis. So I don't know. To me, yeah, I think this is a nigga that you had to re-sign, but at the end of the day, they're only gonna be as good as Giannis is, bro.
And it's like with them. That's it. It's like with their ages, it's the window, and it's just like you're saying, the only thing that can stop the Bucks is the Bucks, and it's just really gonna see, are they gonna take that jump? Because I still think, like we asked this question when we were in the playoffs, when do you view this season as a failure? And again, it goes to, if the Bucks don't make the finals, it's a failure.
Yes,
they need to at least make the finals, and especially now that he's signed at Supermax, you need to make the finals. Everything you're doing, trading for Drew, who might possibly not even resign, like doing all these things, trying to trade for Bogdan and not working out, like all these things, you have to make the finals if you're the Bucks.
There are 3 teams that have to: the Bucks, Lakers, and Clippers. 3 teams that if they do not make the finals, it is considered a failure.
Yep.
So what about not even the Nets?
No.
Why is that?
First year.
Because I give them the benefit. They have to make at least a conference finals. I think if they don't make a conference finals, it is a failure because they should be able to get there off talent alone.
I don't know. I would disagree. I think that the Nets are out of the team that you just named. I think they're just as win now as maybe not the Bucks. I think the Bucks are probably the most win now, but like as much as the Clippers at least.
The reason why I say not as much as the Clippers is, one, it's their first year together, and then also they have to deal with the Bucks. That's why I don't think being in the finals is like, that's why I agree with JT that it's not a failure if they don't make the finals, but it is definitely they need to make.
It's
at
a
least
lofty
the Eastern
expectation to
Conference
expect
Finals.
a first-year head coach, and it's not like because I'm not saying like because Frank Vogel was the first-year head coach for the Lakers, but he has been a coach before. First-year head coach, entirely new coaching staff, first year of KD and Kyrie together.
2 champions, by the way.
No, 2 champions. Yes,
yeah, but
yes.
then outside, you got to think the reason why you don't put them in the same camp as the Clippers is because it wasn't just Paul George and Kawhi teaming up on the Clippers that gave them all those expectations. It was the fact that they joined one of the deepest benches in the league. So when you do that, going on with the Nets, it's very different.
I don't know.
There was also the bravado and brash that the Clippers had that was really, really weird.
And that's fair, but I don't know.
Plus,
I
neither
still
of them
think,
was coming off a sitting for a year.
Say what's up?
Neither of them was coming sitting off a year. So that is very
I
different.
mean,
You
Kyrie
can't
only
expect,
played 20 games.
Yeah, no
last
one's
year,
expecting
so.
KD to be like, all right, you're back. You need to make the finals now. Like, I don't think that's realistic.
I don't know if you ask them. I think that's
They
like
can't
Well, no,
say no.
every
Yeah,
player.
they can.
I mean, even players on the Knicks are going to say,
but I don't think
if
it's
we don't make the
realistic.
finals, it's a failure of a year.
But I just don't think it's realistic.
I think a realistic expectation is you have to make it to a conference final.
I don't see. All right, so I don't see why it's a realistic explanation to make the conference finals, but not to make the finals though. Like I think
Because if Giannis was in the West, if there wasn't a clear like this is a potential finals winner, then it's different.
Yeah, for sure.
If you don't come here going, this is the number 1 seed for the past 3 years. This is arguably not but like this is arguably the most dominant player in the league right now.
For sure.
On this team that's built around him, that's deep. That the Bucks are the difference.
That have been there before.
Exactly. The Bucks are the difference.
So all right, so I definitely see what you're saying in terms of the Bucks, but the reason why I'm saying that I think that not the Mets, got the Mets, that the Nets,
Shit, that might be their expectations going into the season.
And that's a whole other situation. But I think with them, I think the expectation for people is that it's a win now thing because they have one. KD has been a part of championship teams. Kyrie has been part of championship teams. Another reason is that Kyrie has been taking so much heat from the media, and Justin, you can attest to this because you see the way that they be on Kyrie. So I think like at least in Kyrie's head, he got so much to prove, and KD is another nigga that got so much to prove. So I don't think it's unrealistic from like a fan point of view for them to be a win now team because I think they're capable of doing it. The Bucks are even though they added Jrue Holiday, they're still a beatable team, regardless of bench depth, regardless of whatever. Because like I said,
every team in the NBA is a beatable team.
All right, there you go. That's fair. That's
I'm
fair.
about to say Nets beat the Kyrie and KD list. Nets beat the Lakers right before the bubble started.
And they beat the Bucks too without right, exactly. So that's what I'm saying is that I don't feel like it's unrealistic to expect them to win now because they literally have the capability to do it.
But I think win now and saying that if the season is a failure if you don't make the finals are two different things. It's realistic to be like, yes, this team has the potential to win the whole thing. And it's also realistic to be like, yeah, if they do it, I'm not going to say I was surprised per se, but if they don't at least make the Eastern Conference Finals, this season is a loss.
I would say they're in a win now window because you already lost a year of KD and Kyrie, right? So they signed for 3 years and a player option for the 4th. So realistically, you only have 3 years to really, basically only 2. To really get there before the player option.
Yeah, it's a window. I agree. It's definitely a window. And to me, it's just if they don't make the Eastern Conference Finals, then it's a failure.
If they get to the end of their contracts and they have not even sniffed an NBA Finals or anywhere close to that,
disaster.
It is a disaster.
The only thing that's changing really from them this year versus them next year, I think, is just a year of experience. But I don't think I think that part of it is overrated, especially when you won. You know what I'm saying?
The reason why it's not overrated is because a lot of the role players are young.
Role players that have been there though, because Dinwiddie's still there.
Been there? Been what?
No. I'm saying that
been a first round exit.
Been on the team.
Well, but you could be on a team that doesn't mean doing it in the playoffs.
Yeah,
we got our first. We really got our first real play. I don't even count the bubble as playoff experience.
Think about Gordon Hayward's first playoff experience.
Yeah, but it was
after being a solid player in his first couple years, his first playoff year.
Traga.
Yeah.
This is why I'm saying experience is overrated. Experience is overrated because listen to what I'm saying.
I'm listening.
I'm saying not in general, but in this situation. Because Danny Green, one of the most established shooters in NBA history, especially in the final situations, went there and shit the bed. I'm saying you got niggas like KCP that was holding it down for the Lakers in the finals this season. So, yes, experience matters. I'm not saying experience doesn't matter, but I'm saying that if you got people that come out and hoop, Like that doesn't necessarily come from people that have experience. We seen Fred VanVleet come out and hoop just over the strength. So that's why I'm saying I don't believe that just because that they haven't been to the finals, they haven't been to they haven't been in these big situations that they can't perform because y'all got the players that can perform.
Oh no, I don't think that the situation is really in terms of experience like that.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, the Nets still have a glaring hole on the team. It's perimeter defense.
Yeah.
There's nobody to defend. So I think that's the difference. Unless they make a trade at the trade
KD is their
deadline.
best defender.
Basically,
Yeah.
no, it's not. It's
Jared Allen?
No, I would say our best perimeter defender is Brown that we got from the Pistons.
Oh, okay.
Breast.
I don't know who that is.
You can see. There you go. That's the problem. And then our best, rim defender is Jared Allen. But, he's on the bench because DeAndre Jordan wants to throw a hissy fit and wants to start. But
He's gonna lose that spot.
he
Yeah,
should.
he's
It's
gonna
gonna become painfully obvious.
Nash
like,
is dead. To be like, you can't run anymore, dog.
it's gonna become painfully obvious by by mid-January that DeAndre Jordan cannot start. But I will say the Nets. That's why I think it's not a failure if they don't make the finals because roster alone, they are not better than the Bucks. They're not better than the Lakers, and I would say the Clippers are still ahead of them, only because they have a better front court presence in Ibaka.
But there was mad teams that weren't roster-wise better than the Bucks. It's all about matchups. It's all about
Yeah, all
coaching.
about
Yeah,
coaching.
and that's why it was
But the Nets
surprised
lose
and
that
that's why it
with
was a
Nash.
surprise that the Bucks didn't make it.
Because but you figure who beat the Bucks? Eric Spoelstra's Heat, right?
Yeah.
Eric Spoelstra's regarded as one of the best
Coaches
in the league.
Especially
with a
after this
roster
season,
that
yeah.
was built perfectly for that team
So
and
if
for
the
that
Nets were to
coaching.
go up against, let's say, the Bucks or the Heat in the, let's say, the conference finals, I'd give the edge to coaching because just, Nash may make a wrong, not to say that he's going to, right? I don't want that to happen. But I'm saying maybe he makes the sub at the wrong time, or
True.
maybe he doesn't
Growing pains.
call a key timeout
Yeah.
that Spoelstra or Budenholzer does, and that's the difference in the game.
So you're basically realistically saying that Steve Nash got a year or 2 years to really become a great head coach.
Not great.
Not a great.
Because you don't need to be a great head
I just
coach
need him to
with-
be.
with
I
two
just need him to be
stars.
good.
Look at Steve Kerr.
Yeah, Steve Kerr is Steve Kerr probably the
You don't
worst
need to be a
example.
great head coach.
You don't have to be good.
You don't
have to
Steve
be,
Kerr-
you have to be
see,
decent.
you got-
Ty
yeah.
Lue. I don't think Ty Lue is a great coach. He just happened to have LeBron on his team.
What is a great coach, anyways? Spoelstra's is
Spoelstra's a great coach.
Spoelstra's probably, especially after this season.
Spoelstra.
Carlisle,
Popovich.
yes,
I would say
great.
That's
Probably
it.
That's
Then
it.
you go to your good. Then you go to your above average.
No, but
Yeah.
that's
Good
the
coaches,
thing, though.
Budenholzer.
who knows there? Mike Malone and then
Quinn.
Carlisle.
No, Carlisle isn't great, dog.
No,
No, I said good. I said good above average.
Carlisle is great.
Oh,
He's
you
the
put him in the
he's the
great?
three.
No.
It's Carlisle, Popovich, and
fan
Spoelstra, dog.
fan bias aside, Carlisle is a great coach.
Right.
I can give
Okay,
you
Yeah.
that.
all right,
Bro, Bro, I don't care what nobody says. The fact that you beat Dwayne, regardless of how LeBron was playing, bro, you beat Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, LeBron.
With Deshaun Stevenson, JJ Barea,
Goated.
fucking
Jason
Peja
Terry.
Stojakovic.
Was Terry on that team?
Yep, of course he was on the team.
Yeah. Mhm.
Jason Terry, and old ass Jason Kidd.
Crip Jason Terry.
There's no reason why when Rick Carlisle retires, he is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. Put that nigga in the Hall of Fame tomorrow, actually. And that's
Bro,
all respect to Rick
all
Carlisle,
his
bro.
other shit, the fact that he's brought the Mavs to the playoffs, nobody's on the rosters on multiple occasions in the West, and the West is all consistently better. Like,
What does it say? With only
he's a
having one
great coach.
superstar.
Talking
think-
about finding, also building talent, finding talent. Like, he's a great coach. Good coaches, Mike Malone, Budenholzer.
Yes.
I think Quinn Snyder's in there.
Quinn Snyder
I think
is
he's
there.
a good coach.
Yes.
I
I say Brad. Where do we land on Brad Stevens?
think Brad Stevens is a good coach.
Is he on the border of great or
no,
Not yet.
he hasn't won anything yet.
Well, I don't.
You gotta-
I mean,
you gotta-
he's gone to the conference finals
Bro,
a few years
you
with.
gotta win though to be in that. There's
be great?
To go to that many
to be
times
great?
and not win?
Yes.
Yeah, to be great, you gotta
All right,
win.
one of the years. All right. Well, I mean, if we really break it down, he overachieved with that. The team that didn't
Yeah.
have Kyrie.
Yeah, he
and
did.
He got there with scary Terry Rozier, who was out here
Yeah.
busting up Eric Bledsoe's
That's what I think.
ass.
I think he's a above average coach.
So would he be above Quinn and Malone, or is he still in that Quinn?
I think
Malone
it's still
category?
Quinn and Malone because the jury's still out on Brad Stevens.
Okay.
I don't think the jury's out on Stevens.
I
just
think
don't
we know
I don't
he-
You
think
wanna know
he's-
why? You wanna know why I say the jury's still out?
I'm listening.
Because every season we have this conversation of how good is Brad Stevens.
You know
JT brought it up almost every week because he's like, "What the Kyrie was the problem?"
I did.
Like it's a matter of expectation though. I think we saw and expected how good he was at Butler, and I think that just hasn't translated to the NBA yet. But he has to win though.
He's made the playoffs every year except for that first year.
That's why I think he's a good coach.
Yeah, that's why
I don't think he's bordering great yet.
Yeah, no, I don't think.
You know what's weird
I'm with John on that.
About Brad Stevens, right?
Talk nice.
So you talk about expectations, right?
Yes.
So he comes out of Butler, all right, blah blah. One bad year at the Celtics, they overachieve going to the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
And then the whole Kyrie situation, and people give him a pass for that, right? For that whole situation because they put the blame on Kyrie. So is this the first year, I guess, that Brad Stevens has real expectations for his team?
I feel like
I think that's fair to say.
But
because I mean, going into the 2 Kyrie years, there were expectations, but then
they
kind of get thrown out the window because it's Kyrie's fault.
At this point, he don't really have much of another scapegoat because now Jason Tatum is, I won't say established, but he's really good.
He's there.
Gordon Hayward is not there.
Gordon Hayward's nowhere there.
Gordon Hayward is not there. Didn't they sign a big too?
They signed Tristan Thompson.
They signed Tristan Thompson.
Mm-hmm. Let's go Kardashians.
Right. So right now he got the tools to really win. Now we can let's see.
And he has Kemba.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if this is like you said, if they lose, we look at him this year.
Yeah.
There's no one else to look at.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's tough because you got to go up against Giannis. You got to go up against KD and Kyrie. Now you got to go up against the Heat, which is like now
that's another team. If the Heat don't make the Eastern Conference Finals, the season is a failure for them.
Yeah, I could agree. I could agree with that.
Yes.
I could agree with them. I feel like in the East, though, it's those 4 teams and then everybody else.
Yep.
I would say, even though I don't expect them to make it there, the Sixers will still give somebody a problem. They will still be a...
Well,
if they trade for James Harden... If they trade for James Harden and they trade away Ben Simmons, then we're looking at some shit because JoJo and Harden... I might tune in to Sixers games every night. That's scary.
That is a man.
I know
We've been saying this though.
Yeah, no,
I'll go back to Philly just to club it up with them. Because JoJo be at the clubs. He be out there. And then you already know Harden be out there. Harden gonna be at Delilah's every
Harden's
single
there
weekend.
right now, dog.
Jokes, son.
We're Onyx. We got James Harden and Joel Embiid buying drinks for everybody. Throwing alley-oops with strippers swallowing bunny rabbits.
James Harden said he cut his beard if all the bitches can make it right now.
Stupid.
They're throwing alley-oops with bunny rabbits into the strippers' mouths. That's what's happening.
Going crazy.
Yo. But the East will be good. Giannis back with the Bucks. Yeah. It's solid. I like where it's going.
The East is very solid. Like at least the top it's very top heavy, I think.
Yeah,
it usually is though. East is always top 3 for the most part, and everyone else.
I'm enjoying it. I don't think and the West is just the West.
Yeah, I mean, I will say the East playoffs as a whole will be more entertaining because even though the lower teams are not contenders per se, I do think they got better. Like the lower Hawks teams got better.
Like the lower teams will be the Wizards, and it'll be fun and entertaining to see Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal in the playoffs, even if they have to face.
Well, this is if Bradley Beal stays a Wizard the entire season.
I think he stays a Wizard.
I think I will make the argument that this trade deadline will be more interesting.
This trade deadline because of the way free agency has closed up.
Yeah.
This trade deadline is going to be a lot of people are going to be making moves. One, not only for win now situations, but also for those people. Like if the Jazz get an inkling that Rudy Gobert is not happy or shit's not working or he's clashing with Donovan Mitchell as they keep saying like shit like that, they can trade Rudy so they don't lose him for nothing. Things like that.
And you'll get something real.
Things like that.
I guarantee you Danny Ainge will have the pressure to, because that's what the Celtics have been missing the last few years.
There's a lot. I mean, before the Russ trade and everything, if you told me Giannis was signing the Supermax, I expected Bradley Beal to be a Mavs by the trade deadline.
But then what would be the point of trading one bad contract in John Wall for another, I guess, bad contract?
No, that's why I said
Westbrook.
Before the Russell deal happened.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Before the Russell deal happened, I said if Giannis got signed to the Supermax, the Mavs would have made a really strong push for Bradley Beal.
I said it last week, I think, but I'm just really picturing Russ and Bradley Beal next to each other. It's nasty, not in a good way either.
I honestly think Bradley Beal can play next to anyone.
Nah, Bradley Beal is really good.
I think he can play next to anyone.
I think he's such a great complimentary piece to have. Like, yeah, he can score. Don't get me wrong. I think he's really good, but he's not like a one. He can't win. Like, he's not like a number one option.
You don't build a team around Bradley Beal.
You know, Bradley Beal is just the East. For me, he's the East version of CJ McCollum. You could really put a better scorer.
If you switch them, they'd be doing the exact same thing. Maybe not. Maybe CJ McCollum would score a little bit less on the Wizards, but they would be doing the exact same thing.
I think CJ would score a little less, and I think Bradley would play better defense.
That's what I think. And Bradley did come out and say this year, he was like, "Yo, I'm trying to change this narrative because people think I'm a bad defender." And I think he went after one of the basketball writers, like John Hollinger or something. He was like, "It's not a narrative if it was like ... or something like that." He was like, "How much game tape?" And Beal was like, "How much game tape do you actually watch?" Like,
also like, yeah, he's had bad measure of defense, but like we spoke about it here, part of the reason is because he had to carry the offensive load for that team. So it's hard to carry the offensive load and still be defending the one option on every other team.
You know what I think is not fair? Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
You know how hard it is to play defense? Like, I don't think a lot of people realize how hard it is to play. All right,
you try guarding LeBron,
bro.
Talk about you don't play
and
no
then
defense,
and then you have to go on the other thing and run your whole offense. And most of the time, no one else can score. So you're like, fuck it, I need to average. How much did he average? He averaged over 30 points a game, right?
You finish your point. I'm gonna just bounce off of it.
Like, how many players, perimeter players, right now, are like, yo, only like a handful of people on the planet could guard, right? So how many people can really guard Steph?
Nobody.
No.
How many people can really guard Russ? How many people?
The rim.
How many people can really guard Dame?
No one.
Like, how many people can what do you call it? Kyrie. How many people can really guard Kyrie?
Top tier players, no one can guard.
But these are the players that they're supposed to be like wing. Like, that's why I give so much. Like, there should be as much slack as he gets. Paul George needs a lot more credit for his defense because he has to guard other wings. And these guys are good.
Bro,
Klay Thompson has to guard other wings. And these guys are good.
That's why Klay does not get the respect he deserves because not only is he picking up the one option on the other team, he's still shooting flames and can go off at any moment.
No.
Imagine if Klay wasn't on the Warriors, bro. You can run an offense through Klay.
See, now that's a nigga that could be a one on any team, I feel like.
You can, I love Klay Thompson, and when his progression was going, that's literally, if he wasn't on the Warriors, I think he would have put more effort, and he was starting to get it, of his handle getting better, where he was able to create his own space. That's once he was able to create, like, some of his own space, and if he was a one option on a team, he would be forced to do that more.
Would he be Reggie Miller? If he was the one on the
team.
He
might be.
He would be like at best Reggie Miller, at worst John Starks. So
I think still better than John Starks.
I'd say better than John.
At best Reggie Miller, at worst John Starks. I think that's fair.
I was kind of thinking of like any sharp shooters.
I think he could have been better than
one
Reggie.
Options.
If he was the one, I think he could have been better than Reggie.
Oh, that's tough.
Because I don't think Reggie was as good as a defender as Klay.
Nah, definitely not as good of.
So I think he could have been better. Than
Reggie was. I think Reggie was a better finisher at the rim, though. Reggie was going in there. Like, Reggie was dunking on
Reggie's
niggas.
problem.
Fuck Reggie Miller. I'm just saying fuck Reggie Miller because of what he did.
Winning time.
Yeah, no, he just...
I actually wanted to cop a Reggie jersey.
I don't think... I mean, obviously this generation, but I'm glad I grew up at kind of like a little bit before, right at the end of Reggie's career, when he was still like Reggie Miller. Because, like, this nigga was a problem.
Yeah, man.
Like,
that's a
he
bucket.
Was a bucket. Yep. Like, as annoying as people, like, the younger generation might think he is on NBA TNT and, like, the broadcast, like, they don't realize, like, this man was giving Michael Jordan hell. Like,
y'all parents like Reggie Miller?
My dad does not.
No.
But only because, like, he was an Nets fan.
Yeah, my parents.
Like,
my dad's a Knicks fan, so you already know.
Yeah, like, my parents hate Reggie as a player, but my mom, every time, like, she'll see him, it's always just like, oh, man, look at him. He aged so well. He still look mad young.
He does. He did age well.
Like,
yeah. He's still in the Hall of Fame.
The difference between...
He's still not?
He's not?
I don't know.
Well, I mean...
Is he in an upcoming class or something?
I don't know. That's interesting that he's not, but I mean, like...
The career accolades were hard to get in the East at the time.
Well, definitely was, but at the same time, it's like, come on, yo. Y'all, like, the NBA... Like, the Basketball Hall of Fame is, like, the easiest one to get into, and he's not in there.
It really is. Because you can do it. All you have to do is just be dope in college. You could have an amazing college career and be mediocre in the NBA and still get in.
That's what I'm saying. Like, every other Hall of Fame is really, really hard to get into. Like, especially baseball. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, he's still not into it in this shit.
That's why it's always hilarious when people, like, and it's always the younger kids too. I don't know why, but say like have that debate that Carmelo Anthony isn't a Hall of Famer. And I'm like, you guys realize it's not the NBA Hall of Fame. It's basketball, and he is one of the most accomplished basketball players in the history of the game.
Yes.
Like, them kids don't know shit because he'd be, if it was just NBA Hall of Fame, he'd be in that shit too.
Bro, any nigga that voluntarily chooses to go to the New York Knicks and average 25 a game at any given point deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. And that's a hill I'm willing to die on.
Yikes.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh man! All right, we're getting a little sidetracked.
Sorry.
Let's get back to the season.
But anyways,
right.
going back to what you were saying about playing defense, yo. Like that shit is, John, you put it perfectly. This shit is effort based. It's not an easy thing, but I'm not gonna make excuses for these niggas either because defense is literally part of the game. Y'all been playing basketball since y'all were like I don't even know, since your coach was taller than you, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like literally. So I
never ended for some people.
Stop it.
Oh,
I hate this.
John is crazy. Nah, but for real though, like, all right, yeah, like I'm not saying everybody has to be like an elite defender, but bro, like if you're ass at defense in the NBA, like you gotta know you're not trying.
It's all about effort. You can teach how to be in a good defensive stance and to move your feet. But that's really it.
You can't teach how to work hard.
You can't teach how to work hard.
Yeah.
You can't practice like you can practice dribbling or shooting, the corner three. You can't really practice playing defense. It's all about effort. If you try and you want to do it, then you will.
I think one of the things that like I remember hearing this a while ago, and it just, to me, it makes the most sense, especially when you're talking about people having to guard those players that are unguardable. When you get to that level of players that literally they can't be stopped. All right, you can't stop Steph. The only person that can stop Steph Curry is Steph Curry when he's shooting bad. That's it. And the reason why I say that is when you get to that level, it's not about stopping; it's about slowing down. And it's even though like KD is gonna get his bucket regardless.
Yep.
Those players are gonna like Dame's gonna get his bucket. Steph's gonna get his bucket.
Either gonna get it
regardless.
on 15 shots or 25 shots.
Just don't let him go for 40.
It's about making it as even if you're in the playoffs and he scores 40 points and no one else does, you're not mad.
You got to make him earn it.
It's exactly. It's slowing him down and just making every shot difficult. Because you'll see PJ Tucker don't be clamping everyone, but he makes it hard as hell to get that shot. And the reason you do that is so when it comes down to crunch time, them motherfuckers are tired because they've been worn down and have to work hard all fucking night. And that's hard to sustain either throughout a whole season or throughout a whole playoff series. So it's literally and that's all it is. It's the effort does that. Like, I think Seth Curry is the perfect example for it. Of him, that's not someone you look at as a defender, but if you watch him play, especially from that last year in the Blazers to when he's on the Mavs, he busts his ass on defense. And he'll just he's just being a pest. He's not going to be the best defender. You might get caught on a couple moves, but he's busting his ass to make it, you have to work. You're going to have to do those moves, those extra moves to get the shot that you want.
Yep.
And that makes a huge difference.
Exactly why people were praising Dellavedova in those finals. Because there's no way he was stopping Steph, but he was making Steph work. Steph has to run around a little bit more, a little bit harder.
Which is all you can ask for, bro.
That's it.
Like when you guard Kevin Durant, if he shoots over the top of you, what are you gonna do?
You can't stop Kevin Durant.
Like you're right there. You played perfect position. He's just gonna still make the shot over you. All you can do is just
make it difficult. Make all of the shots he takes difficult.
Yep. Get a little elbow in there every once in a while. Just
make him have to think about you when he shoots.
Exactly.
That's it.
There you go. But you know what? In the spirit of keeping it in the East, let's talk about my Nets really quick because
again,
haven't we not been talking about that?
No, but really getting in depth because we ain't talk about.
Oh my god!
I gotta talk about how Kevin Durant is back. I don't know if you guys saw his preseason game.
I'm not jacking preseason, bro. I'm sorry.
It doesn't matter.
I'm not jacking.
Doesn't matter,
bro.
Kevin Durant's back.
Biggest contract in NBA history.
Like he never left.
Right?
Yep.
I like
That's
that
scary.
conversation a little bit better than the
$228.2 million extension
over 5 years. What is that? That's like 40. It's 45 a year.
Who had
one before that?
James Harden, I think.
Probably James Harden or Russ, one of them.
What was
Steph's?
Steph
I thought Steph's was huge.
All I'm saying is Luka's the betting favorite to an MVP.
Which is fine. Yo, it's so funny, and I know we don't do lists on this podcast, but I just want to bring it up real quick. A lot of people had a problem with the NBA rank and them ranking Luka as number 4 going into the season. And I'm low-key not mad at that. I think that was like a pretty good spot for who was above him and who was below him.
45.6 million a year.
Yeah, 45.
Oh my gosh, that's so much money. You don't
But
even
yeah,
need that
and
much money.
going into that, like it's like when we talked about in the bubble. Luka's a top 10 player in the league.
Well,
like,
I
and
mean-
I can only name 7 people better. And then also those players like KD coming back. Is KD better than Luka? Yes, but KD hasn't played in a year.
Yeah, like, was it based off of last year? Because if that,
No, it's based off of predictions going into this season, which is why I'm not really mad at the list. Because Luka, we talk about niggas getting better and niggas not even being a prime. Luka is 21 years old, bro. Just came over of his first team All NBA. Like barring injuries, you know what I'm saying? Like there's how much better like his ceiling. I will argue that his ceiling is higher than Giannis' ceiling.
It is.
Because
he's already a more well-rounded player.
He's already a more well-rounded player. He's not proven in the playoffs, but he definitely has had somewhat of a moment.
He had his moment.
That's one more than James Harden.
Damn.
You know
That's
what I'm
cold.
saying? Yo, actually, Steph's is the biggest contract.
I was thinking that because
Steph, CP, Russ, James Harden, and John Wall.
but I think John his
it's per year,
because
I
it's
How much per year?
Let's see.
But Giannis is an extension though,
Giannis
right?
is
So,
an
so
extension.
it's
It's
the
not-
biggest
Oh, yeah,
extension.
It's
then,
not. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's biggest extension.
but not the biggest contract. Okay. All right, see ya. But yeah, that's a lot.
Hey,
Damn, that's a
man,
lot of money.
Luka.
Nah, bro. But yeah, this nigga is really fucking good. Wow, Steph Curry is 32 years old.
If the I said last season, if the Mavs, the way the season was going, if the Mavs finished top 5, he would have been top 3 in MVP voting, and same thing going into next season. But like, he really can be better, and oh man, I love to see it because it's just better for the game of basketball.
Let's see.
It is better for the game of basketball when the white man is cooking.
These white men are dangerous.
These white men are dangerous.
And they're going to be very dangerous. The Mavs look so good. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Without outside of their big names and the 2 big ones, like the way the role players have gotten better and we've gotten younger. I'm excited.
Let's go, Dorian Finney-Smith, baby.
That's it.
Let's go,
Bro, them
props.
The Bovada props gonna be hitting.
I'm building them props. I'm telling you, I'm back. I'm
What was
back
it?
on
It
the
was
bet
his.
sheet.
It's his threes that be
Yeah.
hitting every game.
Dorian Finney-Smith and Robert Covington. Dog, and I tell you, I was lit off of Dorian Finney because they always put him at 1.5 threes a game at plus 110. So I'm like, oh, that's
easy money.
That's easy money. First quarter, oh, Luka drives, kick out, Dorian Finney in the corner, cash. Oh, we already halfway there, baby. Then he makes me sweat because he misses the next 4, and come fourth quarter,
But
like
that's another person who's improved every year, man. And now you have. I would honestly take some of Josh Richardson's props.
Oh, I will.
Yeah.
I'll probably take his threes because they might come in at like maybe 2.5. That's what I'm guessing.
Based off of his shooting percentage dipping last season, I think it's going to be, especially early season, they might be good on that.
The props might be easy hits this like early,
Mm-hmm.
or they might not be.
That's where all the money be at, bro.
But you see what Dame said about the bubble, whereas like dudes were cooking. It was easier to play in the bubble than it was regularly because all you had to do was just go to the gym, hoop, go back to your hotel room, recover. Like you didn't have to travel, no nothing. That's why everybody was hooping. Like that's why TJ
That's
Warren
what- yeah.
was on some like
First team all bubble.
First team bubble was so wild.
That's a fact though.
Yeah.
First team all bubble. My man's was hooping.
I'm just so excited for the NBA season, bro.
Let's see.
Oh
I just
my
want to
God.
look
I
at some.
cannot fucking wait.
I want to look at some futures real quick, just to see like what the odds are.
And
I know,
out-
like
and
you
out-
said, Luka is
out west
odds-on
though, right?
favorite.
Is there anything to really like? We know that the Lakers are going to be the 1 seed. Like it's almost like barring LeBron getting hurt or AD getting hurt for an extended period of time, we know they're going to be the 1 seed. Who is the 2? In your opinion,
Wait, say what's up?
who's like since we basically know like LeBron and AD, if barring them getting hurt, they're going to be the 1 seed.
You know,
Who's the 2?
I've been thinking about this just because, as much as I called the Nuggets being a really good team earlier, last season. This is why I wish I betted last season. But
Don't we all, John?
I think the Nuggets regressed. And one of the things is I was reading, and they're like one of the biggest thing they did was they got worse defensively
because
this offseason.
because what you call it, they let go of Jeremy Grant.
Let
Let go Jeremy Grant.
Yep.
I think
Well, Barton's still there, right?
Yeah, he's still there.
but I think it was
see.
it was either Torrey Craig.
Torrey Craig's
Torrey
gone.
Yeah,
Craig.
he's gone.
Torrey Craig's on the Bucks now, right?
think
which
so.
I think so.
Which is damn even more defense for the Bucks.
They do still have Monte Morris, which is good for them. But I do think that them, like, those are big, significant rotation pieces that they didn't really fill.
Bobo Hive.
But I was about to
Let's
say,
go.
I think they're banking on
Bobo being good.
Bobo being good, and Michael Porter Jr. continuing to do, I guess, what he did in the bubble sometimes.
He ain't playing no defense, dog.
Because it was so Jekyll and Hyde.
He can score.
He can definitely score,
He's not
bro.
playing any fucking defense.
Nah,
And you could already tell by his demeanor and the way he speaks, he's what people think Kyrie is. And you could already tell.
There's a lot of guys in the league that are what people think Kyrie
You
is.
can tell that he is not going to go out and put the effort on defense. It will not happen until it'll be like Jamal Murray, where it's like, fuck, I can't play the fourth quarter.
Will he put the effort in general? Is there a fear that we could be seeing another Andrew Wiggins type deal where he can put up like 19, 20 a night, but it's just like that's all he does?
Talking about Michael Porter Jr.?
Yeah. Doesn't
early,
contribute to winning at all.
It is too early.
It's too early. And that's
Okay.
the thing, it's like...
That's why I said, is it the fear?
Pre-bubble, he wasn't even really getting minutes like that. Like, he was actually healthy, but he just... Like, Mike Malone just wasn't putting into rotation. Because what you got, Will Barton, you got Jeremy Grant, you got basically whatever. Then, in the bubble, when Gary Harris was injured, Michael Porter Jr. kind of had to get those minutes. And that's kind of what... Like, Gary Harris not really a scorer like that, but Michael Porter Jr. is. So he putting in work doing that. But I don't know. I think it really just depends on how consistent of minutes he gets, because that's my key looking into Denver this season. Like, you let go of Jeremy Grant, let go of Torrey Craig, fine. But Bobo has to be a lot better. Michael Porter Jr. has to be a lot better
What
defensively.
position are you playing Bol at?
Well, I mean, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Where you gonna?
Because Jeremy Grant can guard the 1 through the 4.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think Bol can guard guards.
No, he cannot.
Yeah.
I don't think not at this point. Maybe in the future he can.
Yeah,
but
we
not
haven't
at
seen
this
enough of Bol to know if he can guard guards.
And
point. He's still raw.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So, even though they're gaining some offense, they're losing their 2 best defenders, which I think is more significant. Because when you have people like Jamal Murray and Jokic, you're not worrying about your offense. I don't think you're worrying about scoring.
No.
So to me they're more so what the Mavs were before this offseason. Not saying the Mavs are the most efficient offense in history, but the defense was where we were below average. And now I think you're taking a good scoring team that had a good defense. Like, I don't want to say great, but it had a really good defense. And now you're bringing them to average or even below now. And hoping that the scoring is going to make up for the rest, which is asking for a lot. So I don't think the Nuggets are going to be up there this season.
How many games did they play in this year?
72.
72. This is
I
interesting.
I don't know. I can't pick the 2. I don't know the order. I would say after the Lakers, but I do think it's going to be top 5. I think it's going to be Lakers, Clippers, Blazers, Mavs, and
Jazz?
yeah, I think it might be the Jazz.
No Suns?
I don't know. I see the Suns being a bottom half play team
We'll
for the
see.
play.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm not mad
If
at
James Harden plays all season with the Rockets, which I don't think anybody anticipates, but it's a possibility.
I can see the Rockets be a 7 seed.
Only is that their ceiling, a 7 seed with John Wall?
John Wall and James Harden. I mean, I don't know. I would have to see them play together, but
don't
but
know.
James Harden don't want to be there. It's only
I
a
don't, yeah.
If I'm the Rockets, bro, you gotta cut your losses, dog. Like the man don't want to be there.
And they're just setting up.
The problem
my
is
son,
they've already-
Steven Silas
See,
for failure.
For failure, bro.
The problem is that they're screwed because they know, all teams know that James Harden wants to leave, so they have no leverage in this situation. So now it's basically just a ticking time bomb at this point. What I think you're gonna need a third team for this trade. Nobody's gonna be trading straight up because they just don't have the star power. The Sixers aren't gonna want to deal Simmons and a bunch of first rounders, and the Nets are definitely not going to trade Kyrie because Kyrie and KD are a package deal, right? And it doesn't look like the Rockets like the Nets package of like LeVert, Dinwiddie. And
I think the
Allen.
Nets are out in general. I don't think it's gonna
Yeah,
I
happen.
because
hope they're out.
I
At
think
this
it's a
point, I
bad
hope
move.
they're out.
I think it's a bad
At this
move
point,
for
I
them.
hope they're out because I'm like, I watched the one preseason. I know it's just preseason, but I'm just looking at the depth of the roster, and I'm like, all right, if KD is even at 80% KD and Kyrie is Kyrie, that is enough there because you have Caris LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie, Joe Harris, and Landry Shamet, Taurean Prince off the bench.
Enough for what, Justin? To make the finals, perhaps?
Conference finals this year. And then next year finals.
Nah, I hate it, bro.
But you really don't need. It was something that I talked about.
I
on
just
the
gotta
podcast.
know.
It's not
Wait,
that you need.
so if the Nets make it to the conference finals and they lose, obviously you're gonna be upset. But like you're gonna be like a week from that, you're gonna be content.
Like, all right, it's a building block.
Fuck that, yo.
I'm gonna be upset because they lost.
That.
But I'm gonna be like, all right, yo.
You're not mad at how the season.
I'm not
went.
because that's the.
Nah, bro.
Because I mean,
I from a
I think if you're a realistic fan, you don't sit here and go, I expect them to make the finals this year.
Nah, bro.
can't.
I don't feel like that's unreal. I hate to bring it back, but I just don't feel like
no,
it's an
I'm not.
unrealistic.
It's not. It's a realistic possibility that they can.
Yeah.
That's not,
I'm not
what
saying
I'm
they don't
expecting.
have the ability to. I'm just saying
They can. They
Exactly.
can. Like, easily. I mean, anything can happen. I mean,
anything can happen.
but
Any given
like
day.
nobody predicted that the Heat were going to make it to the finals last year.
Nobody. Yeah.
But-
But that's like,
Except Jimmy.
except Jimmy.
yo, you saw he got a haircut?
Yeah.
His first haircut since the quarantine.
Yeah, that's kind of OD, but fuck it. Good for my boy, bro.
I love the relationship between Jimmy and Gordon.
Yeah. Jimmy has a great relationship with everyone except the Timberwolves. So
And they all sick. Sixers sick.
That-
Timberwolves sick. Fuck it.
Joel Embiid was talking about, oh, I'll go to Miami.
What is it with black people, black people, and the Europeans that don't be speaking that good English? That just be having the best friendship. Tobias Harris, Boban,
And Boban.
Now you got Jimmy and Gordon.
Oh, man.
Yo,
Not comparable at all, but I get what you're saying.
Oh my goodness! Wow, I'm excited.
He rang.
You rang.
Nah, that shit on TNT was jokes.
Oh, man. Boban's the best.
I'm not excited to really see the Knicks, to be honest. But
Really?
you know
I
what?
am.
I am.
Nah,
Come on.
I am.
You got to be hyped to see.
The reason why I am
'Cause
is because I think Tibbs is going to just at least make the young people do
You gonna make
things.
them work.
Tibbs.
Yeah.
You gonna make him? You saw how angry he was in that first preseason game. Yes.
Yeah.
I need 72 more
He
games of
needs
that.
to whip them into shape.
Yeah, we'll see what happens,
I'm-
bro.
Honest,
see what
hey,
happens.
I like Quickly, man.
Emmanuel quickly?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him too. Yeah, I like him too.
Give me more Quickly.
Yeah. I'm still not jacking preseason. I'm just
For the Knicks, you have to jack every game.
I mean
every
You have
game
to
is a
take every
building
game
block.
as it comes.
Every
listen,
game is
listen,
a
bro.
block.
All I want, like the same thing I was saying about the Giants this year, bro. All I want is development from my players.
Dennis
like,
Smith looks solid.
The
Of course
first
he
game
looks
against the
solid.
Pistons, he was hitting shit.
I just
was like,
don't. I think that he'll be able to get minutes under Tibbs because he's a hard worker.
yeah.
I think he'll be able to get minutes under Tibbs.
I'm just looking for development from my young dudes, bro. I need to after this season, I should be confident enough to know that whether or not RJ is good. I gotta know about Kevin Knox and Clank. What's it called? I want to know.
They need to be in that trade package with Julius Randle.
I need to know how Obi Toppin is going to be used,
He needs to be the offense needs to run through him with the second unit.
and I gotta see quickly be a consistent 3-point shooter because I think that's really what we was missing for the second half of the season. Well, that's the second half of the season, first half of the season.
Listen,
You know what I'm saying?
second unit, give me Dennis, Quickly, I guess Knox, Obi, and Nerlens.
Oh, Nerlens.
If depending on who starts,
Yeah, it depends on who starts.
and Nerlens, whoever's at the 5, it don't matter at this point.
because Mitchell's coming off the bench for real.
Yeah, and then just run let Obi be your focal point.
Mm-hmm.
Just run everything out of a pick and roll between Dennis Smith and Obi.
The one thing that I love about Obi Toppin is, and y'all said it before, is that he's older than everybody. But like, yo, he was literally the player of the year in college last year, so the guy can play. That's not even like a debate whether like he can play.
and he knows what he does.
Yeah, exactly. So
He
that's
gets
what I'm
buckets.
saying. So we'll see what happens with the Knicks. Like I said, I'm not really excited more than like I just want to know what my team is. You know what I'm saying? If I can leave the season knowing exactly what to expect from these niggas, then that's okay. I'm cool. I'm cool.
I need Obi Toppin to do good, so it makes my prediction.
I want him to win Rookie of the Year. So
Yeah,
I want
well,
him
he
to.
actually has like pretty good odds to win it.
I think
So,
I think
Rookie
he'll
of the
be
Year-
really good. Yep.
He has the second best odds to win Rookie of the Year. It's LaMelo and then Obi, and then after that is Anthony Edwards.
looked
I
That's
know
right.
where does he
LaMelo
look?
look.
He looks good facilitating. Outside of that,
But we knew
Yeah.
this though.
I know we knew this, but that I don't think.
But on that
I don't
team, I
think you
think-
deserve a.
But
I
on
don't
that team,
know.
he has people who can score. So letting him facilitate is okay.
So I mean, I need a third overall pick to get a facilitator.
Bro,
That's
but you
it?
knew what this draft
But
class
a
was
top
anyway.
level facilitator.
We don't. The best person in this draft class could be the last person that was drafted. If we being realistic,
Shout out Peyton Pritchard Hive.
there it is. So
Honestly,
apparently he got a little bit banged up in Celtics training camp, but I don't know.
I
Like
just hate that he's on the Celtics.
I'm not a LaMelo hater. I want all black people to do well. I just don't see the hype that was surrounding him because
Agreed.
the hype that's surrounding him makes me think he should be an all-star by like year 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's the type of hype that people have been giving him. So if he's not an all-star by year 2, then it's like, all right, can we dial it back a little bit? Let him be who he is. Let him grow as a player, and let's take it from there.
yeah, man.
It's gonna be on him. It's gonna be on if he let the hype get to his head.
I hope it doesn't.
I hope it doesn't
You
too, because
know?
I want to see him do well. And the Hornets have good players, and they just run terribly, and it sucks
They are. I mean,
because you got Miles Bridges, and you got
bro, those
what's his name, two guard.
Devontae Graham.
Yes, and those are good young players that can get buckets.
Oh, I want to see a resurgent year from Malik Monk. I want to see him take like a
Dude,
next step.
I feel so bad for him because I feel like if he was in a better situation, he would do so much better.
Malik Monk. Oh, brother. All right.
He's turned into Derrick Jones Jr. pretty much at this point.
Like he has the tools to be a really, really great
And
scorer.
he got buckets in college.
He
too.
did.
He was nice in college, bro. It's like
Then he went to the Knicks.
And they just looked at him in the Knicks.
Didn't he go to the Knicks
No.
at one point?
No.
Malik Monk was
He's
never
been on the
Knicks?
Hornets the entire time.
Who am I thinking of then?
you might be thinking of not DSJ.
I think you're thinking of Dennis Smith.
I think
I could have sworn Malik was on the
No.
Knicks at one point.
You talking about maybe Tim Hardaway Jr. maybe? No,
I don't know.
because he was
Yeah, no,
Knicks for a little bit.
no.
They all look the same, you know that.
Malik's always been there.
Yo, so let me ask you, Justin. Right? All right, this is like the last like Nets related thing that
Seems
I
to be the
wanna
last
say.
basketball point.
All right, that's fine. All right, so say it's halfway through the season, whatever trade deadline is approaching, and the Kyrie and KD situation is just not looking like say hypothetically, the naysayers are saying Kyrie's bad for the locker room, Kyrie's this, Kyrie's that. You trading for Harden?
It's not happening.
This is like a very worst case scenario, but you know sometimes worst case scenario happens,
What if Harden's been sitting out the entire season so far?
which is also a possibility.
So then I got to bank on bringing another
Potential
toxic,
locker room cancer?
potential locker room cancer into the locker room that is already cancerous.
You say
So now I got-
you say the cons, I'll say the pros. KD and Harden have played together already.
And
They're friends.
The two of the greatest scorers of all
KD,
time.
KD and Kyrie are also friends. That's why they teamed up to come to the Nets.
I mean, you're not wrong.
That's literally who I
I don't know.
But
I didn't know where you were going with this.
No,
but I'll say the pros. Here's one.
No, but for real though, I'm just saying like worst case scenario, you don't think it can happen? Like absolutely not.
I don't think the chemistry issues will be a thing with KD and Kyrie because only because I see it as all right.
And
I
this
don't-
is all speculatory, by the
No,
way.
no, no,
'cause
I get it.
we don't know anything yet.
Is that a word?
Speculatory?
Yeah.
I think so. Let's see.
I don't know. I see it more as the worst case scenario in the situation won't be chemistry. It'll be if someone gets hurt.
Speculatory
Yes.
is a word.
I think the friendship, especially because it's not even like it's over a prolonged period of time, and only to the trade deadline. That's only like 2 months, like of basketball.
You think they're gonna extend it? The trade deadline, with the season starting late.
Isn't the trade deadline in like March or something like that?
It's usually All
And-
Star Weekend, and they started.
Oh
Doing
no,
it.
they pushed everything. Everything's pushed back already. The All Star Weekend's not in February. It's gonna be in March, but it's not. It's just gonna be like a week long break.
I
So-
think they should still do an All Star game, just a game though.
I mean, who's
Dude,
that?
that should
for?
be lit.
Who's that for though? Like,
NBA fans.
do we deserve it though? I don't think the American people deserve that though.
Deserve
The
what?
pure. What about people like me? I'm talking about people like me.
People like
Okay.
John. What is
Ghanaians?
John got enough rings. What are y'all saying
Right.
that people deserve?
He says people deserve an All Star game this year, and I'm
Bro,
like,
just fuck the rest of All Star Weekend. Just the best players in the league.
but why put
playing
an
the
extra?
way they did.
Why put an extra risk for COVID and stuff like that? Like,
I'm
I
being
know.
selfish, and they're probably
No, I
going to
know.
get the vaccine. So.
being selfish. That's exactly why we can't go outside. That's why we didn't have a summer because people were selfish, John. Ugh. But
I was
anyway,
just mad because my team has won.
Well, you know, once again, you're not
See?
wrong.
See? But anyway, Miles, to answer your question, I mean, no, I wouldn't. If the things are that bad with Kyrie and KD, I don't know why you would trade for Harden because you're literally just bringing in the same exact problem because of the report that came out, a few months ago of Harden who doesn't take accountability for his problems. And it was documented with even Russ, few players, things like that. I don't want that. It'd be like basically a lateral move, like Russ.
Yeah, Russ deserved better.
Russ and Wall, lateral move. So I'm taking out one locker room cancer and bringing in another one. That
John Wall was shooting though.
Listen, I'll say this: if
shooting what?
I'll say this: if the
shooting what?
so gang signs John Wall. I would say if Boogie and John Wall stay healthy, I can see them contending for an 8 seed without Harden.
What were the Rockets last year with Russ?
With Russ?
I think they
5?
finished the 5 because they had a strong push towards the end of the season.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I could see that. All right.
And it was between like 4 and 8 was like 2 games or some shit.
And the key players they lost were Austin Rivers and Robert Covington, right?
Yeah.
They did get David Nwaba, and I love David Nwaba. He's a very good perimeter defender.
Very good.
They got Christian Wood.
Got Christian Wood.
So they got a center again.
I don't know.
I can see them.
I don't see them being an 8. I can see them still competing around.
I said competing, like contending for an 8 seed.
I think they could still be around the 5 or 6.
I just think
if everything goes right, if Boogie stays healthy, Wall stays healthy, and let's say Harden buys in at least for.
I'm saying if Harden doesn't play.
Oh, if he doesn't.
I'm
play.
saying if he's not a rocket moving forward.
If he doesn't play, I don't see them making the playoffs.
If Boogie and John Wall are healthy with the rest of that team, and because Christian Wood is there, Christian Wood is a good player in this league.
He's
Him
good,
and John Wall, I can see them competing for an 8th seed. I don't think I said anything wrong there.
I mean, all right, I can see them competing, but I don't think they'd make it because I also have to. I think about the Pelicans. I think about.
I want to do that.
The Grizzlies.
Yeah. All right. This will be the last thing I want to do on basketball.
All right.
Is pick playoff teams right now.
All right.
No order for the West. Lakers, Clippers, Jazz, Nuggets, Mavericks. Y'all want to put the Suns?
Well, I'm saying you.
I was just saying let's just do it together.
Oh, that's
and then
all
if we
right.
Could just dispute as we could dispute because we do all three. We're gonna be here for a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine.
I lost.
There's some more.
Pelicans with the full season of Zion, and last one. Are we missing anyone?
Did you say Mavericks?
Yeah.
You said the Rockets?
I didn't.
You can say the Rockets. I don't know. Oh, you can say the Warriors.
The healthy Steph. Healthy Steph brings them to a low seed. This will be the season I expected to have last year. Healthy Steph brings to a low seed, averages 30 points a game, and his body can't handle the playoffs.
I think Steph. I got more faith in Steph and Draymond in the system over there, Wiseman and Wiggins, than whatever's going on in Houston. So I say Warriors before them niggas.
Agreed. So that's it. That's the 8.
That's the 8. I think that's
your 8.
That's definitely my 8. I would. All
right.
Yeah.
Let me think. All right. Lakers, Clippers, Denver.
Said Portland. Said the Mavericks.
I forgot Portland.
Oh,
yeah, that's what it was.
Portland.
See,
yeah,
this is why this is gonna be hard because all right, Lakers, Clippers,
I can
Denver,
see Portland being a 2
Dallas.
or 3.
I can see Portland.
You got 5 locks, right? Portland, Dallas, Denver, Lakers, Clippers, right?
Jazz.
Utah, Memphis. Damn. Because then, all right. So basically, it's coming down to 4 teams with 2 spots. I think
4 teams with 2 spots.
Golden State, Pelicans, Memphis, and Phoenix for the 7th. For 7 and 8,
bro. I think
Phoenix, at that point it comes down to health.
Phoenix and Golden State for me, dog.
I'm going
full season of Zion. Though?
I'm going Golden State,
Phoenix,
New Orleans.
Phoenix and Golden State for me, dog.
I believe in the Brandon Ingrams. I believe in the.
I like New Orleans and
Zions.
I like New Orleans and Golden State
with
too.
Stan the GOAT Van Gundy
Bro,
as
Van
the
Gundy's
coach.
are the best.
Come on now, yeah.
Phoenix and Golden State, dog.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be.
Listen,
which is, I mean, you know,
I would love to be proven wrong on this.
Which you see, right? Because I can't even put the Rockets in. I don't.
The Rockets, no, I'm not.
It's just hard to me.
I said compete. The 8th seed is usually always
What
between a
does
couple
compete?
games.
All right. So does compete mean just being within like 4 or 5?
Yeah.
In, like the last
No, I
year?
mean, like, you
weeks?
go.
Yeah, like if you
Okay.
make a run at the end of the season, you can make it.
Like
Okay.
that's why with the West it's so hard to predict 2 through 7 because they're usually always separated by a game and a half.
I would say, wasn't that one year where
Shit, the
2 through
Spurs
7
might
was, like,
even be in
one
the
and-
Yeah, but we-
conversation too.
Spurs are always in the conversation.
Damn you, Pop.
It's
That
like
he's the reason.
Like he'll be.
I'm about to say like
That's the only reason.
yeah.
It'll be like April 6th, and you're like, wait a
This
second,
is-
how
this-
are they still alive?
This is why so many people would rather see a 16-team playoffs versus
That's
East and West
it. And
because it would be literally the 12 teams that we just named in the West and then the top 4 teams in the
The
East.
only teams that wouldn't make it in the West would be like the Kings and the Timberwolves.
Basically. That's why they couldn't give it up like that because you'd get a playoff berth. You get a playoff berth.
Yeah.
Yo, I definitely see. Remember, the Pelicans also got Steven Adams. I could see them being in there over.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
over Phoenix.
Can you imagine having to run through Steven Adams screens and a Zion Williams screen on the same possession?
Devin Booker, do not fail me, bro. I'm vouching for you on this podcast.
Can he win games?
He's gonna fail you.
But can he win games?
And CP,
But can,
don't
All right.
fail me. No, I'm saying, bro, it's a fair argument.
I think
All
Devin
right.
Booker's a great player. I think again, how years of empty
You
stats.
know how you always be
years
saying-
of empty stats, not winning games.
You know how you always say that like niggas be having this is a prove it game, this is a prove it win.
This is a prove it year.
This is a prove it year for Devin Booker.
He has no excuses this year.
He has none.
Barring injury, he has no excuses this year.
Oh boy. All right. Are we gonna do the East?
That should be easy.
Do we have to?
I mean, I think,
I'm just fucking. I'm being
I
sarcastic.
want to know who you guys put at
Celtics.
7 and 8.
Nets, Celtics, Sixers, Milwaukee, Miami.
That's the top 5.
Yeah.
However you slice it. You said Philly already. You said Philly.
Yeah, I said Sixers.
Philly.
Pacers,
No, Hawks.
Hawks. I like that.
Hawks.
You don't think the Pacers make it at all?
No, Brogdon. Other homie, white dude. What the fuck is his name? Nice.
Sabonis.
Sabonis.
It's a bonus. Oh, he's gonna be healthy.
Miles Turner might be on the block. Oladipo's probably gonna be on the block, but they're still there on the team.
Brogdon is Sabonis for me, dog.
They
Yeah.
did lose Jeremy Lamb for the season, which kind of hurts.
I've been
I
forgetting
think
he's in the
that
league.
Yeah.
And then you forget, and then until he lights up your team for like 25 some random ass night.
Does Detroit make it?
No. Oh no, they're bad. They're gonna
I
be
think they're
hard.
bad.
They're gonna be.
I feel so bad for Blake Griffin.
They're gonna
bro.
be hard. I feel
Not
bad for
only-
Dwayne Casey. You went from a continue, going to
He
the.
knew what he was signing up for at the Pistons. It's
I
not like he got
guess.
traded. He knew what he was signing on for.
He was just grabbing onto anything at that point.
He knew what he was doing.
Once he got kicked to the. No, they're
But
gonna
Blake
be.
Griffin didn't want to get traded, and he definitely didn't want to get traded to the fucking Pistons.
Bro, they're gonna be bad. They're gonna
Magic?
be bad.
Nah.
No. Well, see that the Magic, they're always around.
They always make the playoffs for why, bro?
Yo, who's the Magic head coach?
Doesn't matter.
Steve Clifford. I like Steve
I
Clifford.
like
as a
Steve
coach.
Clifford too, but I don't think it matters because the organization's cheeks.
I think Washington gets in.
Yeah, Brody can will a playoff seed
They
from
Brody
in the East.
and Bradley Beal can get them.
and Bertans.
I mean, they were.
I love Bertans and the Japanese dude.
Oh,
Rui.
right. Rui
Yeah,
Hachimura.
That's
Yeah.
who you look like right now with your hair like this.
Yo, your jokes.
No,
My son Rui.
Nah, the Japanese nigga's tough.
he is.
He's
No, he
OD.
is.
Stop calling it. Just call him Rui.
Hachimura.
Nah,
Telling you the
he
Blazers.
will forever
I'm
be
telling
the
you, the
Japanese
Blazers, the
nigga,
Blazers
bro.
are taking over.
He's fine. He's
Roy, Osaka. We already have Tiger Woods.
I was about to say.
That's the OG Blasian.
Nah, bro. He's fully Asian, dog. The Asian, the
Oh,
Asian,
yeah,
the
that's
Asian
right.
delegation. they
She was
got
like
to it
Rui,
first.
Osaka, Tiger Woods, Honey Gold.
Honey Gold is crazy.
No, he didn't.
John, you a nasty man.
Taking over.
Oh, man.
That's crazy. Oh,
I'm
man.
excited for NBA. Probably more so than I usually am, but yeah. That
I'm excited.
as the
Damn, we
as
didn't
the-
even finish the East. That's how wild it is.
as the Knicks get worse, I'll probably lose more and more interest in the season. But
No, remember you got your backup team.
yes, I do. Yeah.
No,
The
I mean,
Blazers.
come on. It comes when you say we didn't finish the East. I mean, it really just comes down. 7th through 8 is really just between the Wizards, the Hawks, and the Magic. That's literally it.
Yeah.
So pick whatever two of those three. Everything else is gonna be garbage. Ah, boy.
Knicks over under 20 games.
On a 70-game season, give me the Knicks winning 21 games.
I like
Since
it.
niggas can't tank anymore, it don't work.
It does not work.
When the fucking Golden State Warriors get the number 3 pick overall, like, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, as soon as the NFL fixes that shit, it's going to be hilarious.
It's going to be so crazy. They're going to do it. Once they do it after this year, you're going to be like, yeah, by the way, the New York Jets, sorry.
Lottery ball system.
We're doing a lottery ball system. Think it's going to be tight.
Hell yeah.
Adam Gase's going to get re-signed as head coach. It's going to be a nightmare.
I am so worried for you.
Dog. Hey, man, look. It is what it is. But...
That was a great segue.
Yes. Wait, damn, I wanted to get your over. I wanted to do the over-unders for all our teams.
Okay.
Just real quick. So, Miles, you got 21? So, was that 21 and 50... 21 51?
I say we win over 20 games, bro. Like if they like with Tibbs being, I wouldn't say he's an established head coach. He never won shit, but I mean he's been a head coach in the league before, and he's respected. 20 games.
I was let down by the Knicks winning over 20 last season.
All right,
I thought they could do it.
Best case, worst case, 25 wins.
Best case scenario, 30 wins.
Okay.
I think that's best case.
Best case, okay.
Worst case,
roster on paper has the potential to win 30 games.
Okay.
Worst case, 18 wins. That's like
okay.
Worst case 15.
Yeah,
worst case 15.
Because it's an abbreviated year.
Yeah.
15.
Oh yeah, fuck. Yeah. I keep forgetting about All right, so worst case, all right, I'll give you 15, but best case,
all right,
30.
Yeah.
John, best case, worst case.
Best case got to be at least 50 wins, bro.
Yeah, I think best case is 50. In a 70-game season, best case is 50.
I'm about to say, especially if Luka, like MVP Luka.
Because if this was a full season, I think we win 50.
Okay.
So I think best case in a 70-game season is 50. Worst case, 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think? 40 will put you what around? That'll be 10 or so games over 500. So you probably 6, 7 seed.
Worst case,
like
worst
4 and
case
6?
6 seed.
Okay.
Yeah, I expect us to be between 4 and 6. If we best case 3.
Okay.
They saying that. Well, Vegas saying the over under is 42.5 games. What wins
What is it?
for the Mavericks?
What's the number?
42.5.
What's the number?
What do you mean?
Like what's
The
the
odds.
odds?
Oh, I mean, well,
Sorry.
it's minus 110. I mean, it's like it's always.
Oh, so
it's how it. That's how it is on all of them.
John's basically on track. Best case 50, worst case 40. All right, so he's basically on par.
I'm curious for what the Knicks is.
All right.
And I'll tell you the Nets one after we.
All right. So my best case.
Oh wow, I was very on point. 21.5.
Well, look at you. My best case maybe 47, 48. Just I know it's going to take a little bit of time for the rotations and chemistry to get there.
Best case.
Best case like 48.
Okay.
Worst case scenario is one of these niggas gets hurt again, and we're in like the 31, 32 range.
It's possible. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So
The thing is, though, I think if someone gets hurt, you'd want it to be Kyrie because you have Dinwiddie.
Yes. That's why you keep Dinwiddie for the Kyrie insurance.
I think it's more so if KD gets hurt, you're in trouble.
Yes. Yeah.
If Kyrie gets hurt, you can manage.
What's the Vegas odds?
Yeah, Vegas said 45.5.
Yep.
So you basically
Right on the
you're
ballpark.
basically there.
We know what we're talking about, guys.
Yeah,
We
for
do
the,
sometimes.
for the most part.
We may not be good at picking sometimes, but we know
For basketball,
I
don't miss.
Yeah.
Don't forget
Football
that.
wise, we're kind of slacking, but basketball, we're on it.
This football season has been such a fucking mess, dog. So with that, we're done for this week, guys. That's all we got for you. I'm saying all we got because this is definitely probably gonna be a longer episode. Nice, it's girthy.
Crazy.
I said what I said.
We need the button.
I said what I said.
It's 2 out of 3 now. I'm definitely with Jay. I keep almost calling you Jay-Z, but I meant to say JT.
Don't do that.
Chill.
Hova.
B.
Brooklyn. I don't know.
I was waiting for you to say something. You had nothing.
I had nothing.
No. Yeah.
I had nothing.
But
Dylon.
But yeah, that's it for us, and we will catch you guys next week. Start of the NBA season coming up. Very excited for that. Football is getting real, and yeah, Akira's gonna be a fun one to cover. So follow us at Saratobi Sports on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Like the Facebook page if you're on Facebook. Make sure to go subscribe to the YouTube channel, Saratobi Sports Podcast. Go check that out. Tell a friend and tell a friend. And you guys can follow me at Offended Normal on Twitter. Guys?
Roses are red. Violets are blue. Black Lives Matter.
Damn, I was really hoping you had a punchline.
I know, right?
I was like waiting for it.
Yikes, that was bad.
Yeah.
But
That was as bad as it's Jay-Z.
yeah, it was. But
B.
yeah, you already know.
Hova.
J_Thomas _24.
Yo, JT, just go like this on your hat. Like the Black Goblin. Yes, sir.
But yeah, Black Lives Matter. Michael Rappaport's a bozo. And
Oh, you never spoke about that.
Yeah, I didn't. It was literally just in the Sitting with Kai Instagram thing. He literally just kept spamming Kyrie go to Brownsville or some with
Oh, he's a herb
Brownsville.
for it. Yeah. Tingus Pingus.
Yeah, so I don't know. That was weird.
He's canceled.
I think Mike Rappaport's been canceled. now.
Yeah, but Tingus Pingus.
Yeah.
Tingus.
It lives.
Fucking Pingus.
But yeah, that's all I got.
I got ice in my veins. Walk like a champion, champion, champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I fear nobody. Ain't no letting down, I won't let you down. 'Cause I got ice in my veins. I talk like a champion, like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded,